Hello dear learners, I am Professor M. Masum Raza from Department of Library Information Science, AMU Aligarh. So today we will be discussing altogether a new area, that is knowledge management. How to manage knowledge, from where this word knowledge comes from, what are the basic ingredients of knowledge. This is all we will talk about in this lecture, and the whole content will be discussed in different parts. First we will take up introduction, then we'll talk about what is data, that's a basic unit of knowledge. Then we'll see how it differs from information and how information and then knowledge and what is wisdom, then what are the different types of knowledge, and then we will see the process of knowledge management, and we will also try to see the benefits of knowledge management. Under these heads we will discuss the whole concept of knowledge management. So just to introduce, what is more important is one has to understand what knowledge management is. So especially in today's rapidly evolving and interconnected world, knowledge has emerged as a potential driver of organizational success, innovation, and societal progress. Knowledge management as a discipline has gained increasing recognition as an organization seeking to leverage their intellectual capital to gain competitive advantage and navigate complex challenges. This introduction provides an overview of knowledge management, its significance, and key principles. The knowledge management basically encompasses the systematic process of identifying, creating, capturing, organizing, sharing, and leveraging knowledge assets within an organization. It involves the effective management of both explicit knowledge, which is codified and documented, and tacit knowledge, which resides in the minds of the individuals and is often difficult to formalize. By harnessing and optimizing these knowledge resources, organizations can enhance decision making, foster innovation, improve performance, and drive sustainable growth. So ultimately, the goal of knowledge management is to create a culture of continuous learning, innovation, and knowledge sharing within organizations, enabling them to adapt, evolve, and thrive in an increasingly complex and uncertain world. By harnessing the power of knowledge, organizations can unlock new opportunities, drive sustainable growth, and create value for stakeholders in the digital age. So to understand the concept of knowledge management, we have to understand the difference between the data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. So basically, this is also known as DIKW pyramid, and this is basically stands for D stands for data, I for information, K for knowledge, and W for wisdom. This is a conceptual framework that illustrates the hierarchical relationship between data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. It represents the progression of understanding, the insight from raw facts to actionable wisdom. The DIKW pyramid illustrates how each level builds upon the previous one, with data serving as the foundation upon which information, knowledge, and wisdom are constructed. So data is a basic unit of knowledge. It highlights the importance of transforming data into actionable insight and ethical decision making, ultimately leading to the attainment of wisdom. This DIKW hierarchy, a widely recognized model for categorizing human comprehensions within the realm of perception and cognition. It traces its roots to the English poet T.S. Eliot, where the information lost in data, knowledge lost in information, and wisdom lost in knowledge. Basically, when we talk about the data, it refers to the raw facts, figures, or observations that have not been processed or organized to convey any meaning. Data is typically unstructured and lacks context or relevance on its own. It requires interpretation and analysis to derive meaning. Simple example can be list of numbers 1, 5, 7, 10 without any context or explanation. This has got no meaning. Whereas information is the data that has been processed, organized, or structured to convey meaning, context, or relevance. So information provides context, significance, or value to data, enabling understanding or decision making. For a simple example, organizing the list of numbers, just suppose 10, 15, and 20, into a table with corresponding labels, sales, figures, etc. This provides information that can be interpreted and analyzed. Now, coming to knowledge. Knowledge is the information that has been internalized, understood, and applied within a specific context or domain. The example of knowledge can be simple. It represents assimilation of information through learning, experience, and expertise, enabling individuals to make informed judgments or decisions. And the last in the cycle is wisdom. Wisdom is the highest level of understanding and insight that transcends mere knowledge. It involves the ability to discern, evaluate, and apply knowledge and experience in a thoughtful and ethical manner. The simple example can be just suppose drawing upon a lifetime of experience, values, and principles to make wise decisions that benefit oneself and others, taking into account long term consequences and ethical considerations. Now, we'll discuss the types of knowledge, and the knowledge has been divided, or you can say categorized, under 4 categories. I already discussed a little about the explicit and tacit, and one you should understand what explicit is and what tacit is. And then procedural, we have a procedural knowledge and declarative knowledge. So all this 4 different types we'll take up one by one. So what is this explicit knowledge? Explicit knowledge refers to knowledge that is codified, documented, and easily transferable through formal language and communication channels. It can be easily articulated, written down, and shared with others. It is typically objective, verifiable, and tangible in nature. Explicit knowledge can be found in documents, manuals, databases, and other structured forms, whereas the tacit knowledge is a knowledge that is deeply ingrained in individuals' experience, skills, intuition, and insights. It is difficult to formalize and articulate. Tacit knowledge is often unconscious and intuitive, acquired through personal experiences, practice, and interactions. It is challenging to transfer to others through formalized means. And the next in this category is procedural knowledge. The procedural knowledge refers to knowledge about how to perform specific tasks, procedures, or processes. It involves knowing how to do something, such as driving a car, playing a musical instrument, or performing surgery, or working in a library. The procedural knowledge is typically acquired through practice and repetition. And the last in this category is declarative knowledge. Declarative knowledge is factual knowledge about concepts, principles, or facts or truths. It involves knowing what or that something is true. Scientific theories, mathematical formulas, and vocabulary. Now we'll see what is the process of knowledge management. So this undergoes different processes from knowledge identification to knowledge evaluation. So we'll take up one by one. Basically, this KM process or knowledge management process involves a systematic approach to identifying, capturing, organizing, storing, sharing, and leveraging knowledge assets within an organization. This process aims to enhance organizational learning, foster innovation, improve decision making, and ultimately drive performance and competitiveness. The key steps are: number one, knowledge identification. The process begins with identifying the knowledge assets within the organization, including both explicit, that is documented, and tacit, that is experiential knowledge. This involves determining the types of knowledge that are critical to achieving organizational objectives and addressing key challenges. Next step in the process is knowledge capture. Once identified, knowledge must be captured and documented in a systematic and structured manner. This may involve documenting best practices, lessons learned, expertise, and insights from employees, as well as extracting knowledge from existing documents, databases, and other sources. The third step is knowledge organization. Captured knowledge needs to be organized and categorized effectively to make it easily accessible and retrievable. This may involve creating taxonomies, classification schemes, databases, or knowledge repositories to organize knowledge assets based on their content, relevance, and context. Next step is knowledge storage. Knowledge must be stored in a secure and accessible manner to ensure that it remains available for future use. This may involve utilizing knowledge management systems, databases, intranets, or other digital platforms to store and manage knowledge assets. The next step is knowledge sharing. Sharing knowledge is essential for maximizing its value and impact within the organization. This involves creating a culture of knowledge sharing and collaboration, where employees are encouraged to share their expertise, experience, and insights with others through various channels such as meetings, workshops, communities, or online forums. Next step is knowledge access. Knowledge should be made readily accessible to those who need it when they need it. This may involve implementing search functionalities, knowledge portals, or other tools that enable employees or researchers to find and access relevant knowledge resources. The next in the step is knowledge transfer. Knowledge transfer involves transferring knowledge from one individual or group to another, either within the organization or across the organizations. This may involve formal training programs, mentoring relationships, knowledge exchange sessions, or communities of practice to facilitate the transfer of expertise and insights. Next in the process is knowledge application. Ultimately, the goal of knowledge management is to apply knowledge effectively to solve problems, make decisions, and achieve organizational objectives. This requires creating mechanisms and processes for applying knowledge in decision making, problem solving, innovation, product development, customer service, and other areas of organization. And the last in this process is knowledge evaluation. Finally, knowledge management involves evaluating the effectiveness and impact of knowledge management initiatives. This may involve measuring key performance indicators, that is KPIs, such as knowledge reuse, employee satisfaction, innovation rates, and organizational performance to assess the success of knowledge management efforts and identify areas for improvement. Now we'll discuss the tools used for knowledge management. We have roughly I've outlined 9 tools which can be used for managing knowledge. We'll discuss it one by one. Basically, knowledge management, I told you, it relies on various tools and technologies to facilitate the creation, organization, storage, sharing, and application of knowledge within an organization. So, some of the tools are, for example, knowledge repositories. These are centralized locations where knowledge assets such as documents, reports, and other content are stored and organized for easy access and retrieval. For example, it can include document management system, content management systems, and knowledge bases. The second tool can be collaboration platforms, tools that enable employees to collaborate, communicate, and share knowledge in real time. This may include intranet portals, wikis, team collaboration, software, instant messaging, video conferencing, and social media platforms tailored for the workplace. Another tool can be knowledge mapping tools, the softwares used to visually represent knowledge platforms or knowledge domains, the relationships and expertise within the organization. Knowledge maps help users navigate and understand the organization's knowledge landscape more effectively. Another tool is search and retrieval systems, the tools that allow users to search for and retrieve relevant knowledge and information from knowledge repositories. These systems often include features like keyword search, advanced search filters, relevance ranking, and browsing capabilities. Another tool is expertise directories, databases or directories that catalog the skills, expertise, and experience of employees within the organization. And expertise directories help users identify and connect with subject matter experts for knowledge sharing and collaboration. The next tool is learning management systems, LMS, platforms used to create, manage, and deliver training and educational content to employees. LMS support various forms of learning, including e-learning, courseware, webinars, videos, assessments, contributing to knowledge acquisition and development. Next tool is decision support system, tools that provide decision makers with access to relevant knowledge, data, and analytics to support informed decision making processes. Decision support system may include business intelligence software, data visualization tools, and predictive analytics models. Next is knowledge capture and documentation tools, software and applications that facilitate the capturing and documentation of tacit and explicit knowledge from individuals or teams. This may include note-taking apps, recording tools, survey platforms, and knowledge capture templates. Another tool is content creation and authoring tools. The softwares for creating, editing, and publishing knowledge content in the various formats such as documents, presentations, videos, and multimedia. The content creation tools may include word processors, presentation software, graphic design tools, and video editing softwares. And another tool we have, that is analytics and measurement tools. The tools used to analyze and measure the usage, impact, and effectiveness of knowledge management initiatives. This may include analytics, dashboards, metrics tracking systems, surveys, and feedback mechanisms. Then we'll discuss the challenges of knowledge management. So we have a lot of challenges here. It's not so easy to have everything intact. So what are the challenges to have the comprehensive knowledge management in any organization? The initiatives especially knowledge management initiatives can present several challenges, and some of the challenges I'll be discussing here. One is your cultural resistance. That is one of the most significant challenge, and is overcoming cultural resistance to knowledge sharing. In many organizations, there may be a lack of trust, fear of knowledge loss, or reluctance to share expertise due to concern about competition or job security. Second major challenge is tacit knowledge capture. Tacit knowledge, which resides in individual's mind, is difficult to articulate, document, and share, poses a significant challenge for knowledge management initiatives. Capturing and transferring tacit knowledge requires effective communication, collaboration, and relationship building among employees. Third challenge is technology adoption. Implementing and integrating knowledge management systems and technologies can be challenging, especially if employees are not familiar with or resistant to using new tools. Ensuring user-friendly interfaces, adequate training, and ongoing support are essential for successful technology adoption. Next major challenge is information overload. The abundance of information available within organizations can lead to information overload, making it challenging for employees to identify, access, and utilize relevant knowledge efficiently and effectively. Effective information management strategies such as content curation and personalized recommendations are needed to address these challenges. Another challenge is knowledge silos. Knowledge silos occur when knowledge is hoarded within the specific individuals, departments, or teams, rather than being shared and accessible across the organization. Breaking down silos and promoting cross-functional collaboration are essential for effective knowledge sharing and utilization. Another challenge is measuring impact and ROI. ROI is return on investment. When we are evaluating the impact of KM initiatives, and demonstrating return on investments can be challenging, as knowledge management outcomes are often intangible and difficult to quantify. Developing meaningful metrics and evaluation criteria that align with organizational goals and objectives is essential for assessing the success of knowledge management efforts. Another challenge is knowledge loss and turnover. Employees' turnover, retirement, and attrition, and the loss of valuable knowledge and expertise posing a significant risk to organizational continuity and performance. Implementing knowledge retention strategies such as mentorship programs, succession planning, and knowledge transfer initiatives can help mitigate this challenge. Another challenge is lack of leadership support. Without a strong leadership support and commitment, knowledge management initiatives may struggle to gain traction and sustain momentum. Leaders need to champion the knowledge management efforts, allocate resources, and create a culture that values and reward knowledge sharing and collaboration. Another challenge is resisting to change. Implementing knowledge management initiatives often requires changes to existing workflow, processes, and behaviors, which can meet resistance from employees who are comfortable with the status quo. Effective change management strategies, including communication, stakeholders' engagement, and training, are essential for overcoming resistance to change. One more challenge is sustainability. Maintaining momentum and ensuring the long-term sustainability of KM initiatives can be challenging, especially in dynamic and rapidly changing environments. Regular reviews, adaptation, and continuous improvement of knowledge management strategies and practices are necessary to address evolving needs and challenges. Now we will discuss some of the benefits of knowledge management. As KM offers numerous benefits, I'll just list some of the advantages. One biggest advantage is improved decision making. Knowledge management enables organizations to access and leverage relevant information and expertise, leading to better informed decision making processes. By making knowledge readily available, organizations can avoid redundant efforts and make more strategic choices. Then, second advantage is increased innovation. Knowledge management fosters a culture of collaboration and knowledge sharing, which can create the environment of innovation and creativity by connecting individuals with diverse perspectives and expertise. Knowledge management enables the cross-pollination of ideas and development of new solutions to complex problems. Another advantage is enhanced organizational learning. Knowledge management facilitates the capture and dissemination of lessons learned from past practices and projects. By documenting successes and failures, organizations can promote continuous learning and improvement, avoiding the repetition of mistakes and building on past achievements. Another advantage is foster problem resolution. With access to a repository of knowledge and expertise, organizations can address a problem as they arise. Knowledge management systems enable employees to search for solutions to common issues, reducing the time and efforts required to resolve problems. Another advantage is efficient knowledge transfer. Knowledge management enables the transfer of knowledge from experienced employees to newer staff members, ensuring that valuable expertise is not lost when employees leave the organization or retire. This helps to preserve institutional knowledge and maintain continuity in operations. Another advantage is improved customer service. By capturing and sharing customer related knowledge, organizations can provide more personalized and efficient customer service or client service. Knowledge management systems enable employees to access relevant information about customer preferences, history, and previous interactions, leading to higher levels of customer satisfaction. Another advantage is reduced training cost. The knowledge management systems facilitate self directed learning and on the job training by providing access to training materials, best practices, and instructional resources. This can help organizations reduce the time and costs associated with traditional training programs. Another advantage is enhanced collaboration and communication. The knowledge management promotes collaboration and communication among employees, teams, departments by providing platforms for sharing ideas, expertise, and feedback. Knowledge management systems facilitate cross functional collaboration and knowledge exchange. Another advantage is strategic alignment. Knowledge management helps organizations align their knowledge assets with the strategic goals and objectives. By focusing on critical knowledge areas and competencies, organizations can ensure that knowledge management efforts support broader organizational priorities. Another advantage is competitiveness. Ultimately, effective knowledge management can provide organizations with a competitive advantage in the marketplace by leveraging their intellectual capital and fostering a culture of continuous learning and innovation. Organizations can adapt more quickly to changing market conditions and outperform competitors. Thank you.